Hello, everybody, and welcome to the part 26 of the Arduboy dev stream. So today we will continue to implement the logic of the enemy, the yeah, the mummy that we started. We have I guess, some state to do for him. The death, the death with jump, also falling state probably, walking, etc. So we may have several state to do. So outside of the stream, I didn't do much. I just created the animation for the enemy. I tried to. I wanted the enemy to walk like like a mummy, basically. So like staggering a little bit. So that's why I tried to do in that animation. Export the sprite, and then in the main I didn't do much. Basically just this. So I added the frame ID, as you know, for the other item we have implemented, and I also use a frame counter because I could not use on every X frame from the Arduboy API, because I wanted to have this animation not constant. The time between frame not constant. So that's why I use an array here. Why? Because I wanted to have like the to give the feeling of staggering. So I want the AI to maybe move a little bit forward and then fall, and then catch his fall. Make a step forward to catch his fall to avoid falling actually. So that kind of okay movement. So it's not kind of fluid linear movement. So that's why I wanted to add more time, more frame in between some animation ID, some animation frame, to stay a little bit longer on some frame. So for that I use this array, and then that means I need to count the frame, right? So I start with 0, and if the frame count equal the current length of the number of frame I need for the current frame ID, then I can go to the next frame ID, and of course I restart the frame counter. And this one is to make the animation loop. So right now I just hard coded just for testing, don't worry. So yeah, here I made a walk animation in 4 frame, and this one I created for I want the 1 frame for when the enemy is doing a half turn. So when it's doing half turn, then I will at least play this animation. That why I'm doing that is because that give the player a warning that the AI will change direction. So if the player is, for example, following the AI to place a dynamite behind him or whatever, then it's not like suddenly the AI mirror his sprite and just move in the opposite direction. That would be nasty for the players. So just to give him a little warning, I want at least 1 frame where the player can see that the AI is turning. So that's why I add this frame, and I didn't need it for the player itself because the player knows which button is pressing, so it doesn't really care to have to see this turning animation or half turn animation. So we'll try to implement that today also. But anyway, this is the loop, right? And yeah, also here, of course, this only works for the walk. If I have another animation, then either I increase that array or I do something else. So it's really just quick for testing the animation. Uh, so I can show you how it looks like. So here on Mummy, and he has kind of like I don't know how to say that. Behind, I tried to do some wobbling of part of his bandage. Yeah, so some of bandage floating in the air. Yeah, so here it is, like this kind of irregular walk. And as you can see, the mummy is walking more slowly, slower than the player, um, because I feel that would make more sense for a mummy to walk like that. However, last stream I told you we may have two type of enemies. One just going left and right in ping pong mode. Another one that can follow the player. But if for that AI that follow the player, we probably need to make it walk at the same speed as the player. Otherwise, on the gameplay point of view, that becomes a bit useless, right? So what you want is you want the AI to chase the player, and for that to be stressful, it needs to go at the same speed. Could be a bit less, or it could be a bit faster. So if it's faster, then it becomes critical. It put more pressure to the player to try to avoid it. If it's slower, then maybe it's a bit easier on the player. I guess I will just make it the same speed. Um, but that doesn't work very well with the mummy. And anyway, so I think I will create a new sprite for that and a new type of enemy. And anyway, I think it's good because then you tell the player, okay, this is the mummy, and the mummy AI has that kind of behavior, and another type of AI with different look has another kind of behavior, and that's easier for the player to understand which behavior it is. In the original Rick Dangerous game, they didn't do it like that. They just used the same sprite for the two kind of enemies. So it just catch the player by surprise. So say, oh yeah, that's an enemy, and then when he walks, he notice that the enemy is following him. So it's just the gameplay is just like learn by mistake. You learn it. Oh, that enemy here in that puzzle screen is following me, and those enemy in those other puzzle screen is not following me. So yeah. Anyway, you have to learn it. But if we want to be a bit more modern in the gameplay, then we should be a little bit more fair to the player and just have different skin. So I will probably do that. I'm not sure what kind of skin I will do for the other player. Um, probably, probably I will probably use a skeleton, right? Because it's also also in the theme of the game, and yeah, I will anyway. The whatever I choose, I will make it work at the same speed of the player, which is the speed of the player right now is a three frame, 1 pixel every 3 frame. So all right. So, but anyway, we can do that later. We will probably use the same class, the same code for the two enemy because it's just few. Most of the behavior will be the same. Like 90% is just like few few change, like which sprite you draw and the speed. So it's just probably it will be like we will have a parameters for the type of the enemies, and depending on the type we will draw different sprite. All right, so let's continue to implement that. I think so. I'm not sure if you probably need to add a state for that. It will be easier to update here. So I will do that. You may notice also that I've packed these two charts, the anim frame ID and the frame count, because I feel that we may have several enemies, so it would make sense to pack it. All right, so this one will be the state. And we probably need also an enum for the state. I want to name it, but so it's walk. So walk 4. And die. All right. And I think because we already used one variable for the state, I could also use I could use the same variable to differentiate the type of the enemies. Maybe not. Could be the same variable, or I can just pack it. Yeah, depending on the state, I could draw. Anyway, we can refactor it later. I think that's fine. All right. So, what else do we need? Yeah. So here we should update depending on the state. Actually, I want to give a name to that enum, so let me name it anim state, and this I will name it state. I can just for the clarity of the code, I should make an update function. Okay, so here, so it's our mummy. Then I should move this here. I will do even more change. Don't worry. This. Okay, so we have a update. We have a first we switch on the step. If we are in the draw enemies, then we can switch on the anim state. Then we draw it, and then if we have collision, that means we die. If we collision, that means we hit a lethal pixel. And then I remove myself. Okay. And the static collision is for the fall. Later on we can change the state to fall and have a update fall. So yeah, we can do that now. Yeah, because like I said in the previous stream, we need to improve the fall to not just having have a linear speed fall. All right, so I don't need to be bool, just a void. So we update the fall. For now, we will just increase y. And here we will just change the anim state. State fall. Call it like that, right? Yep. But if we have collision, we should move back the state to walk, of course. All right. Okay, and in fall for now we just fall 1 pixels. Okay, I think that should have the same behavior now. We can test if that changed something or not. Normally it should not. Okay, let's try if that compile. Okay. Okay, the walk seems okay. About the phone. Ooh, almost touch it. Yeah, it falls, but I hit it. Okay. Okay, that works. Cool. We need to. Okay, so now we can try to. No, I don't need to commit this. That's very little change. We can try to do the mirroring, left walking on the left or walking on the right. If I well remember, I think we have that flag. Yep, in the properties, so we don't need to declare a new variable for that. And we should just use it for the draw. So here is property set. X. I think that should be like that. Is property set. Yep. All right. So, and then for the walk, we should also check in which direction we move. Here. So here. So x minus 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 if we are mirror, otherwise plus plus. Okay, move. Depending on the direction. Okay. Next frame ID. Okay. Okay, so now I want the AI to reverse its direction depending. There is actually two cases. If there is collision, static collision, a wall in front of him, or also if there is no ground in front of him. So why that? So they are not stupid like falling and jumping. Because I want the AI to work on the platform, so they will do ping pong on platform. So here I don't plan to give parameters to the AI and say, okay, in the level design I mean, and say, okay, this AI will walk from this place to this place and ping pong here. Because if I do that first, that's much more data to edit in level design. And also that doesn't give any hint to the player to where the AI stops and do half turn. So that's why I prefer to use level design to indicate from where to where the mummy is walking. So that's much more clear for the player. So if the mummy is on one platform, it will just walk on that platform from the one end to the other end of the platform. And if there is collision, then of course it will go to the wall, then do half turn and go to the other direction. And then it's just when you do the level design, we will do the level design that we will place element to indicate from where to where the AI should walk. And that's only for the ping pong AI, so the mummy, if you want. But the skeleton AI, the AI that follow the player, of course, this one has to jump over the platform. So the skeleton AI will not check if there is a gap, a hole in front of it. It will just check the collision, the wall collision. All right, so let's try to. So we are focusing on the ping pong one first. Let's try to see how we can do that. It's obviously in that state when we check the static collision. We need to check the collision in front. So here let's check the rig if we can also reuse some code or not. I think it's just drawing in front of it. So check static collision. So the jump, no. So the ground. Okay, wall collision is here. Yeah, we just draw it in transparent to see if we have any collision. Okay, yeah. So we should do that, I think. Yeah, I'm thinking at the same time, sorry. So here, first we fall. Yeah. Okay. Okay, then we can do this. Check the ground collision. Check the wall collision. So I think I will finally write this draw function. And I use a color parameter. And then I will move this actually just this. I will return the collision flag, and here I use the color. Alright, so I can call this one here, and that draw function may become a bit more complex if we have two different sprites depending on the AI. Okay, so we draw in white here. Okay, and here we can draw in transparent. But if we draw in transparent, we will draw over ourselves, which means we will collide with ourselves. So maybe it's not a good approach for that. Then we can check the pixel in front, probably. Let's read more here. Yeah, the pixel column. So X, Y. Just get the pixel X, Y. Okay. Check the color of pixel specific exposition from start X to end Y, to start Y to end Y in screen coordinate. Return true for everything. Yeah, so I think we can just move that function to the map manager. So what is here, here? I don't know where it is used, by the way. It's not used anymore. Oh. Okay. Yeah, I forgot to delete it. It's not used anymore. Okay, let's move it to... So, if it's not used by Rick, we can just move it to the mummy. Yeah. so. All right. So I will use that for the wall collision. And so wall X depends on if I'm in which direction I'm walking. So if I mirror, that means it's X minus 1. Otherwise, it's X plus 9. Plus, I would say, let me sprite wheel. And it should be Y. Oh, so of course we have to ask on the screen. So map manager get X on screen. Oh, here I will just call it one time. So it should be Y. Yep. The other one is Y plus 12. This one is wall Y on screen. Okay, so if we have any collision, then we should revert the flag. So do we have something to revert the flag? No. His mirror. Oh, he's walking. He's walking left. So if I'm walking left, I clear the property. Else I will set it. Okay. Okay, that should be it for having this. So to start, I will start with walking left actually, because there is a collision, so we can check our collision. Let's move move it a little bit, like 110. All right, let's try that. I miss a semicolon. Where draw header file. Unsigned void. It's an int. So maybe 79. Yep, forgot to change the class. All right, let's start. Hey, seems to work. So I'm not sure why it detects a collision here. Maybe there's a bug. Y, X on screen. Walking left, X minus 1. X plus sprite data mem sprite width. That seems okay. Get X on screen. Oh, that's a Y here. All right. Maybe that won't fix the bug. That fixed the bug. I hope I won't die. Okay. Okay. So X on screen, wall Y, Y on screen is Y. Should be +9. That's strange. I don't see any. So he's probably colliding with himself, but I don't know. Let's kill him. He's probably colliding with himself. From this to this. 12 is okay. And this is 9. Let's check it. This is 9. Okay. Yeah, should be 9. Yep. I don't know. That's strange because it could work for 2 screen, but maybe it didn't seem to have trouble in the first level, in the first layers, but in the second. So maybe it's a Y problem, not X problem. Let's try with 11 just for checking. Maybe, no, I should not be out of the screen. Oh, go on. Hmm. Okay, yeah, he fall. Yeah, his feet are in the. Okay, I understand, but his feet are inside the ground, in the ground, so he's colliding with the ground. And okay, it's because he fall down while the screen was not visible. All right, so actually this is totally normal. And this is more something about updating the fall and checking that we are not entering into any collision. All right, so yeah, the working in ping pong mode with wall collision seems to work. So let's commit that. Okay, here, yep. So yeah, I have increased I have modified the sprite. Here, position, starting position, and here. So like I explained you before, an animation speed. Oh wait, I should refresh that. It's not the same. Oh, I'm not working at the. Yeah, that was my last commit, but I already showed it to you. Basically, what I've changed, just these 2 variables and the data. Okay, so now what we have now. Okay, change again position. I've tuned a bit the animation speed. And we added a state machine. We had a draw function. And we checked the wall collision. Okay, and we have implemented walk update 4. So here our state machine, the new function, and in Rick we remove that function that became useless. Okay, so now we say add state to mummy, check the wall collision and reverse the walk direction. Add a draw function to the mummy. All right. Okay. So now I want to do the same, but also for the platform. So the platform is detected normally by this function. But the thing is, this is a bit too late because this function is checking the two pixels, and then if both 2 pixels are not set, then yeah, there is no collision and we are falling. Here I would like to check before walking above the emptiness. I want to check if there is yeah, empty stuff here, and then go in the opposite direction. I could modify that function maybe to return a more precise information, like left pixel, right pixels. Or I can use also the function in the map manager for checking if there is any sprite, like level sprite, just in front. And if not, I just do half turn, because for the AI it doesn't need to be super precise. And I think I will do that. Also, why? Because here you can see that based on the sprite of the level, there is some pixel not set, just for making the block visible. So we must have some kind of black line to split the block. So I'm afraid that if we just check 2 pixels, then we will fall in that hole, and then the AI will think, oh, I have to make the half turn. So yeah, but it's maybe not the good approach to just check that. So we can just yeah, maybe better check the level sprite, and so that means if you can think it like that, that means the AI will think at a higher level, not a pixel level, but at a more logical level, like is there any this specific type of block or no block in the level, and then decide based on that. So I have the feeling that may create less bug. For the wall collision, we could also do the same. I'm not sure if it's better or not. It depends on the, yeah, because for the wall collision, maybe you want to be a bit more precise. Like let me show you something. So if I open, so let me show you this. Okay, if I open this, okay, this is our sprite. So for example, for this sprite here, this is the statue that throw arrows. there is no pixel. It's actually use only 4 pixels of the sprite, so there is no pixel on the right. Uh, so that means if the AI is just checking the level sprite, then the AI will make a half turn when reaching maybe that portion, okay? But if we check the pixels, maybe the AI will go closer to the statue. So it's maybe not a big deal, but I think both could be done. But just if you check the pixel, maybe a little bit more precise. Um, yeah, and if you just check the level, so I don't know. Also, if I check the well, if I just check the level, that we may end up with less code. That's also something you can consider, because if we will just right now we will write some code to detect um, to to detect that, for example, that sprite, if the AI is walking on that platform, I want to know this, where is this one, but we should maybe yeah, maybe the AI has to cross half of it before checking this one, and if it's the other half, we check this one, something like that. So we have some code to detect which sprite in the level we should use, right? And if we have that code, then maybe we can reuse it to check in front for the wall or just under. So yeah, and if we do that, that means we can just delete the function we have added, like the column, check the column of pixels. Um, so anyway, let's do that for the bottom. Let's go for the level detection. All right, so the function is the static collision at, I think it's that one. Let me read it again. Get level sprite at xy. Okay. Get level sprite, we just divide it by this. All right. Yeah. So we have to compute the x world, y world, like I said, in the middle of the sprite. Okay. So this is also here. Um, let's write it here for now. Compute the world coordinates of the map level block to test. This will looks like something like this, I think. So if we are looking left, it should be x minus 4, because the sprite width is 8 actually, so maybe I will write it correctly. Sprite data. Oh, where are my sprite width? This one, I think. Yep. Yeah, 8. Okay. Here. Okay, so -4. Otherwise, if I'm writing to the right, it should be x plus. So normally plus, the mem is right with plus 4. Okay. And wall y. So it's just so the yeah, the y plus actually there is two, because even if there is just a stair and a step, like half a block, you should also make half turn, right? So it should be, we should check 2 actually. So basically we should check 1, 2, and 3. Yeah. Yeah. Let's do that for now. Okay. And then we will call that function. And so in the map manager, in their collision at so wall x and wall y, or the same but like one sprite below. Which is, should be high, should be 8. So right now we'll do the same. I will just comment that for now. To see if it works the same, or and then if it works the same, we can do the same for checking the known collision. Okay, what did I forgot? Sprite data. Oh, he's walking left. Okay, I just need that. And level sprite. I need to include the sprite data. Oh no, sprite data is here. So I need to scope it. Here and here it's not scoped, and and this is okay. Okay. So it should make half turn, not exactly a, oh, yep. That's buggy. All right. X. This is 4. X minus 4, or x plus 9 plus 4. And right now this is y, x, y. They are world coordinate, huh? Yep, world coordinate. So if there is collision, then I should change it. I'm probably eating the floor for this. X plus 8. Yeah. Yeah, because the sprite is 12, so I'm eating the floor for that. So let's remove it for now. So yeah, that's the problem. That's the trade-off. If you want to check the level sprite, then you have a less precise check, of course, because you don't check each pixels. Okay, now I'm going through. Oh, and now I'm hitting it. Yes, so because I hit the top one, but not the bottom one. So x plus 4. So no, it should be okay because x is in the middle. Ah, yes, x is in the middle because when I'm working on the stuff, x is in the middle. So x is already in the middle of the top one. So I think I can just do the not x, the y. Yeah, that's what I did. This is y. Oh, I used the mummy sprite. Okay, that's the problem. Level sprite. That was the bug. Okay. Okay. So I don't see where it matter. I'm not sure if I can. Okay. So here also you should, yeah, and of course he does it half a sprite before the wall, but we can probably reduce that if we don't want this. Okay, let's reduce it. So actually this I will just use y. And I use a hard-coded value for now. We'll change that in a minute if we're happy with it. That's better. The feeling is better. Ah. Okay, yeah. All right, so now let's try to do it, but with platform. So just give a name for that variable, like wall collision sensor, detection distance, maybe. Let me copy a variable. Okay. Just goes int. Okay, here. Let's say 2. All right, so then we can try to also check the ground, but only if we are, okay, whatever. We will add the condition later. So, or this one plus 2 times this, I guess. And this time should be no collision, right? So no collision. Let me write it like this. Okay, so if we have both collision in front or no collision under, then we do after. All right, and then let's place this into higher, so maybe 20. Not sure if I'm inside the wall. Let's try that. No, 100 is too far. Let's put 15. Okay. All right. Good. I think we have our AI working on the platform and doing half turn when there is no collisioner in front of him or a wall in front of him, which is quite good. We will commit that, so we will do some cleaning and do some commit, and then I want to add the half turn animation. All right, how long I'm streaming? What's the time? 1 hour and 10. Yeah, we still have some time, don't worry. All right, so let's go back to here. We can clear that. We can delete this. We will get it back if we need it one day, don't worry. From the history, and delete this. All right. And yeah, that's so that is still possible. So yeah, to check the ground collision. So now that the AI can never fall, but the other type of AI may fall, right? Because he may follow the player. But now this kind of AI cannot fall, except at the very beginning. If we don't place it on the ground, then it should probably first fall down. And I'm not sure if there is some situation where the player can destroy something and then, but then yeah, if it did destroy it, maybe the mummy will not fall. All right. Yeah, I think we can commit this. Where it is here. So which change do we have? Okay, position of the AI. Then this, yeah, just refactor the way we check it. Delete this function. And yeah, okay. So refactor the way the mummy is detecting wall collision. Add the detection of gap for the mummy to do a half turn. Use level sprite detection. All right, so the half turn animation. I will add the enum for the sprite, because we will also have the death and fall animation sprite. So also mummy anim frame ID. So walk start, walk hand 3. We have half turn. And later we will have more. Okay, so here I can already fix that. Sprite data. Maybe adding frame ID here. Walk hand. start. Okay, so when do we do half turn? It's here. So probably we should create a state, because the AI will stay in that state for a couple of frames. So let's do that. Walk followed by some like half turn. And here I will just change the state. Right? And so maybe I should do an update for the half turn. Half turn. Okay, we update the half turn, then just create the function for the half turn. Update half turn, I will declare it. Half turn, and then here I will move this here. Okay, and so basically I can just remove that. I was just change the state. All right, and here I should so if I detect it, I should also probably reset this. So let's put it back. Anim state half turn, and I should also change the anim frame ID. We can create a init state. I'm not sure. Probably the AI of the enemy will be quite simple, so I don't want to over engineer specifically in that small platform. Again, if it would be a big platform, a PC, a console, whatever, I would definitely create a init state. But here we can just minimize it. I think that will be fine. So I will just set the anim ID to here. Half turn. So I change the state, change the anim ID, reset the anim frame count. So that's basically an init half turn. Okay. And then here I should increase it. And check if it's equal to half turn anim speed. That's a constant I will declare here, just to avoid taking space in memory. So could be 6, 8. Well, it depends on the. It's very similar to this one, I guess. Could be 8. Yeah, let's put 8. So we will wait 8 frame. When it's 8, this is where I change the flag, and also we'll do a init of the walk. So that becomes start, walk start, and this, the state will become walk, and we reset this. Okay, init the walk state. Okay, is walking where left is not known, so check. Set the mirror flag. Oh, okay. To do half turn depending on the current mirror flag value. So this basically I don't need it here. All right. Yeah, so we will only stay into the half turn for a few frames. And we don't increase X and Y, so we will stay on the same place. Let's try it. What walk and walk? Wait. Oh yeah, I forgot that C++ doesn't support enum scoping. Even if I write it, it's useless for the code. So. Then in that case, you know what, I will move it into, I think it belongs to the sprite data, honestly. I could move it into the mummy class, but yeah. Well, let's prefix it. Yeah. They are both okay actually, but I will call it enemy, because I think when we will get some no, it's mummy. Yeah, because when we will get some skeleton, whatever, yeah, we may have different sprites. So, all right, yeah. So mummy. Okay. Yep. What happened? What happened? Why it doesn't fall? Oh, I am in half turn. Yeah. Then in update half turn, increase this. Then I should change to walk. What happened? Update half turn. Name state. What did I do? Oh, maybe this. Yeah. Yeah, I changed the state to walk. I sent the state to walk, but I didn't change the frame ID to this one. Yeah, we need a init walk then, because I can init walk from two different position in the code. So let's do that. Init walk. All right. Okay, so init walk is here. And here after the fall, okay, so let's try that. Nope, still not. State walk and mummy walk start. Frame count 0. This one will really reset it, so I'm confused. Yeah, half turn, maybe half turn. Frame count to 0. Just do that for testing, but Okay, let's do the collision, the ground collision after. Yeah, actually, I probably go into that state half turn and I override the full state. So there should be a test somewhere. If I'm falling, I should not do this. All right, so now I fall, but I fell, but then I init walk. Okay, yeah, all right, I got it. Let's redo it this way. Here, I should do this. This, and if there is no collision, then I can init walk. So first I check the ground. If there's no ground, I fall. If there is ground, then I check the wall. If there's a wall, I have done, otherwise. But I should not just init walk. Because this will just reset the... All right. Let's just write this. Or I can just check if I'm falling. So there is ground. Then I check the state. If the state is falling, then I init walk. And else, I just checking this. How about that? So I check the ground. If there is no ground, I fall. If there is ground, there is ground. Check if I was falling. If I was fall, go back to walk. Otherwise, if I was not falling, I can do a half turn. All right, let's try that. Still not. Still block into the half turn, right? Because I constantly, I constantly restart the half turn. So, because actually here there is no ground on his, yeah, but already half turn, so there is ground on the right. He should not do the half turn. And I start with mirror, okay, just for testing. Let's start to work on the right. I just commented this flag. Yeah, and then it just block, okay. So Wall X is really checking this. Because yes, I should switch the flag immediately, but then stay into the Arton, because if I don't switch the flag immediately, then I will continue to check on the right. So I'm walking that way and I will maybe collide here, and I will also collide next turn and every turn. So I should immediately change the flag. All right, so move that back to here. Reverse the walking direction immediately for the next frame to test the collision in the right place. Okay, so and okay, yes, it's not that I should not do this. I move the walk one. Let me revert that, sorry. Ah! So I wanted to take the half turn, sorry. In the half turn state. All right, so we mirror the flag immediately, we set the state, and then in update the half turn, we just switch to init walk if we reach the correct frame counter. I think this time should work. It should work. Let's see. Okay. Oh, the animation is quite fast. But we see it. I can slow it down a little bit. Let's give it 12. For this, maybe. No, it's too slow. Maybe 10 would be good. Or maybe I need two frame in the animation to give a better feeling also. Okay, that's okay. Then looks good. Let's try if I can kill it. Yeah! Succeed to kill it with my dynamite. I think that's the good moment to stop. So let's commit this and we will stop the stream. All right. So what do we have? Okay, we have a new state. We change a bit the collision. We add an init walk because we call it from two different places. We add some value for the animation. Right, and here new state. Okay, and here we added the enum. All right, so that's pretty easy. Implement the often state for the mummy. All right, so let me push that. Okay, so that's it for today. Thank you for watching. Yeah, I'm happy because we made some good progress on the AI of the mummy. So we still have some work. Next time we should probably implement the death animation and the wah jump like that. And after we have that, we may also probably implement the new type of AI, the AI that follow the main character. And for that AI, we need a new sprite and we need the full state. And once we have this, I think we may have finished probably the AI. Right, so it only took three stream. Yeah, will be probably. That's a good news. So anyway, thank you for watching as usual, and I will see you during the next stream. Bye bye.